Okay, take two. We're going to try this again. See if my volume is working any better on this one. Welcome! My name is Kereen. I'm a recreation therapist with the Community Older Adult team. I will be leading your Facebook Live class for today. What you're going to need is sturdy chair, your tubing or TheraBand, good pair of running shoes, and your water bottle. If you've got all those things, we are good to go. If you haven't got them, you've got some time to grab them quickly now. All right, starting off, as always, standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. Most of the exercises can be done either standing or seated, so feel free to switch in between, do what works for you. Chair is there not only for the seated exercises, looks like things are working now, good. Chair is there not only for the seated exercises, but also for whatever level of support you need. One option, both hands are on that chair. Another option, either just fingertips or one hand. And your third option would be your hands are just kind of hovering above it. Chair's there just in case you lose your balance and need to grab on. So we recommend that you do the exercises, do the class behind the chair for the purpose of you being able to see our feet and our legs and what we're doing while we're leading the class. We normally stand off to the side of it. Remembering always to work at your own pace, whatever works for you. If at any point you're feeling pain, discomfort, or like you're overexerting yourself, make sure that you stop, slow down, or adapt whatever you're doing. We always want it to be a safe class. Take those legs wide and make sure you have those arms moving with it. We want to warm up upper body and lower body. Those shoulders should be back and down. Your core is engaged, so you're bracing your stomach nice and tight, as though someone's going to give you a nice playful punch in the stomach. Or another way of thinking about it is those ABCs of posture. Let's do wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Okay, as for the ABCs of posture, A, ab, keep your core engaged. Abs is what I meant to say. B, your butt, keep the butt tucked. And C is your chest. Make sure your chest is up nice and high and proud. And the other C is your chin. Make sure you've got that chin tucked. So you kind of want to pull that chin back from your finger. You're doing that kind of thing. You've probably seen it in our videos before. Okay, take note of which leg you're initiating the movement with. Are you starting with your left or your right? I happen to be starting with my right now. So take note, and we are going to tap down and switch. Instead of just doing the marching arms with it, how about we do some nice big shoulder rolls backwards? And let's take those to arm circles. A little bit of a brain challenge to get going here. All right, let's bring those circles smaller. And bring the legs back in. Finish off with some nice backward shoulder rolls. All right, and we'll swing those arms again. There we go. All right, we will switch that up to a heel dig. So heel dig in 4, 3, 2, last one, and taking that heel up to the front, heel down, toe pointing up. As for that water bottle of yours, feel free to grab a drink of water anytime. You don't need to wait for me to tell you it's time for a drink. Right now, we are going opposite arm, opposite leg. How about we switch that up and go same arm, same leg. I'm not even going to count you down on that one. We'll just switch. Make sure you're always keeping that good posture. One thing that I find that goes a long way to helping me keep good posture is making sure that I keep that chest up. So making sure like you're showing off a new necklace or showing off a new bow tie, as long as you keep that chest up, that will help you to kind of keep those shoulders back too. All right, and I kind of switched back to opposite again. Let's just take it back to a regular march. And we will take that to tapping behind you. So just tap back with the legs. And now that we've got those legs going, how about we add in some arms? And, oh, let's see, let's do our diamond arms. I believe that's what I wanted to do today for that. So just a nice, easy tap back. Four, three, two, last one, back to a march. All right, so now let's take this to a tap to the side. So let's just tapping it out to the side, get those legs going to start with. And once you're ready and comfortable with those legs going, let's take the arms out. We'll go same side. Feel free to slow it down. I'll slow it down a little. Or feel free to stay at that same pace. It's your workout. Do what works for you. Let's switch that up to opposite. So the arms and legs are tapping out and pointing out to the opposite side. Okay, let's keep those legs tapping out and let's switch up the arms. So keep the legs tapping and let's take the arms to, it'll be an opposite reach. I'm going to move my chair a little bit out of the way. All right, so that opposite reach. If you want to tap out a little bit more and reach a little bit more intense, feel free to even add a little bit of a squat in there in between. Whatever works for you. Nice long reach if you can do so safely. Four, three, I'm doing a slow count, two, last one. All right, and back to a march. Time for another drink of water. Keep those legs moving. All right, so this is the part of the class where I wanted to try and challenge my brain a little bit more and yours. So we are going to start out with just a 1, 2, 3 tap, 1, 2, 3 tap, 1, 2, 3 tap, 1, 2, 3 tap. Keep going with that. And for some, this might be challenging enough. If it's challenging enough with that, just stick with that. Move your arms however you like with it. If you are wanting to bump up the challenge a little bit more, all right, are you ready for this? If you're wanting to bump up the challenge a little bit more, keep the legs going with the 1, 2, 3 tap. And with the hands, what I want you to do is, have you seen our thumb and pinky brain challenge? Okay, so while you're doing the 1, 2, 3 tap, I want you to switch which hand. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3 tap. You've got a thumb on one side, pinky on the other hand. Okay, and switch. And we're going to keep switching while we're doing that 1, 2, 3 tap. That is tough. Ooh. Okay, now I gotta get it. There we go. Feel free to slow it down. I've kind of sped up a little bit. How's that working for you? Oh, there go both thumbs. How about this? Okay, and let's just take that back to a regular march. Okay, that was my first brain challenge. Now, here's another one coming at you. This one, I gotta tell you, I'm in the middle of actually almost finished doing a leader training out in Martinsville and getting some awesome ideas from some of our existing leaders that are taking this as a refresher, but also from some of the new volunteers that are training as leaders. So getting some great ideas. This is one that I stole nicely from one of our awesome leaders. And so what this one is, starting off with a V-step, piece of cake, right? Wide to the front, narrow to the back. Wide to the front, narrow to the back. Okay, keep going with that. Get those legs going. Okay. I do have to say, I did tell them that I was going to be stealing. Okay, are we still going? Good. All right, so we were going with that V-step. Okay, what we are going to add into that V-step, boy, nothing but complications today. Wow. Okay, so V-step and finger circles. So extend and then go to the next fingers and extend. So you're starting out with your index fingers, extend. Then go to your middle finger and extend. Go to your ring finger and extend. Go to your pinkies and extend. And then reverse it. Middle, ring, sorry, index finger. Index, middle, I'm ahead of myself. Ring, pinky. Okay, now, did you take note of which leg you were starting with there? I was starting with my left, so now I'm going to switch to my right. So switch whichever leg was leading. Okay, we're going now with that other leg, whichever one you were leading with. Sorry, I should have specified. Okay, get those legs going. And now, instead of both hands with the index finger, I want your, I won't even specify. On one hand, let's do index finger. The other hand is going to start with pinky and thumb. And then at the same time, you are going to be switching. And this is a lot harder than you would think. So you're still trying to do, oh, there I switched back. Let's switch it again. At the same time, you are still going with that V-step. I thought this was one of the coolest moves ever. I am kind of a nerd that way, but okay, one more time. There we go. And back to a regular march. I gotta say, I like that one. I love it when the moves make me think. I get all excited about sharing them with you. So those are a couple of the moves for today, the brain challenge moves. And we'll take that down a little bit. And let's go to a rocking horse. So one knee up in front and you're kicking up in the back. So we're doing that hip flexion and ham curl. With that, when the leg is coming up in the front, let's do a bicep curl with the palms up. I'm gonna turn. And when we switch, palms down when the leg comes up and the arms are going down. So arms are coming up, palms are facing up, arms are going down, palms are facing down. All right, I'm starting out with my left leg in front. Make sure you're still keeping that core engaged. And you're still standing up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Okay, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's switch legs. Let's first of all take it to a nice little march in between. And we'll take that right leg up. This time, arms are down when the leg is up, and we're going to do the opposite. When the back leg is coming up, the arms are coming up, and then front leg comes up, the arms go down. I'm not sure what exactly you saw or heard while we had that little interruption here with the SASC alert that just came up. So I'm hoping that you were still able to see and hear me. If nothing else, at least hear me. 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, back to a march. And taking this now to just a simple, we'll start to bring it down a little bit. We'll take it to a simple side step. So step out, together, out, together. Single side step. Start to cool down a little bit. Let's take it to 2 over here. How about 2 over here? There's a method to my madness of why I'm moving over more here. My fan is blowing on me. It's getting kind of warm in here. Swing the arms with it. And oh, what the heck? How about we throw in crossing to the front? So step out, cross to the front, step out, together. Step out, cross in front, step out, together. Take that to whatever speed works for you, as long as you can do it safely. Keep going with it. We'll do one more each way again and one more back. Okay, and back to a 2-step touch and 2 this way, 2 back, and let's take it to a single step. Okay, has your breathing rate and your heart rate kind of turned back to normal, come back to normal? And we can just kind of tap a little bit. And perfect time for a drink of water. Grab a drink of water. All right. starting off, I want to do a little bit of a posture, a couple posture exercises. So standing up nice and tall, as you already should be, I want you to take those arms back and back far enough so that if you wiggle your fingers, you cannot see your fingers wiggling in your peripheral vision. All right, squeeze back and then bring the arms together. Take it back again. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and back together. And one more time, take it back. I'm going to kind of sneak and switch that to a different one. So turn the palms up instead of palms forward. Turn the palms up, keep those shoulders pressed back. And I want you to lift up a little bit. I'm kind of combining a couple of them here. And lower those arms back down a bit. And let's take them up again one more time. And back down. All right, give those shoulders a shake. Maybe a nice big shoulder rolls backwards. All right, now let's do that lovely chin tuck. Here's that L. And put that thumb against your chest, index finger against your chin, and you are pulling your chin back, your head back, so your chin away from that finger, but you're not tilting back, you are pulling that head back. Hold that for a few seconds, and then release. And yeah, you'll probably find that you don't take your chin back forward. We don't realize how much we're jutting forward during the day until we do something like that. So good idea to do that once in a while throughout your day. Do that chin tuck just to kind of reset your posture. Okay, now that we've got perfect posture, right? Because we all do. Just nod. Yes, we do. Okay, all right. Now another one of my favorites, what I like to do, and I'm going to move my chair closer just in case. Okay, so, a little too close. Gate opener. So bringing that the knee up, opening up that hip, and bring it back to the front and take it down. Let's do that with the other side. Bring it up, take the hip out, leg out, bring it back in and down. We'll just alternate with that for a bit. So this one goes by a couple different names, either hip opener or gate opener, whatever you want to call it. It feels good. We'll do a few more, or a couple more anyway, actually, each side. Feel free to slow it down. And last one, each side here. All right, shake that out. And you know what, while we're at it, how about we bring that leg up and let's just do some ankle circles. And reverse direction with the ankle. Really important to loosen up and give some love to those ankles too. How about point and flex? Okay, remember chair's there for whatever level of support you need. Other leg. So I'm also challenging our balance here while I'm at it. Reverse direction with your ankle. Point and flex. All right, shake that out. Okay, how about we get into some strengthening with our band. So grab your band, and you'll need your chair for this one. We are going to do the back row. So sitting up tall towards the front of your chair, heels are down, toes are slightly pointed so that the band isn't going to roll up and smack you in the face. You're sitting up nice and tall, and you've got resistance on the band when your arms are extended. So core is engaged, shoulders are back and down, chest is up, you're still nice and proud. Take a breath in and exhale as you're pulling back. Point those elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades down and together. We're going the same speed, both directions. So I want you to actually slide those hands along your thighs up to your hips and then release. We are not holding. It is a continuous movement. And especially not holding our breath. Exhale and inhale as we release. How about we do a couple more? And last one. Nice. All right. For our chest exercise, because what we want to do to kind of counteract some of that forward flexion that we have, so much of that forward flexion that we have, we want to do 2 back exercises for every 1 chest exercise. So we just did 1 back, let's do a chest, and then we'll do another back. So for the chest exercise for today, I want you to get your arms in the lovely 90-degree elbow position. It's kind of like if you were a football goalpost. And then just kind of turn your arms forward to the front, keeping your wrists and your hands and your elbows all in good alignment. Core is still engaged, good base of support, slight bend to your knees, butt tucked, also known as ABCs of posture. Take a breath in and exhale as you're pushing forward. And then bring those arms back out to that same 90-degree angle. Make sure you're pulling those elbows back. You don't want it to look like this, you want it to look like this. Slow and controlled, both directions. Don't let the band pull you back on the release when you're doing any of the moves. Because of the positioning of my phone here, it looks like my hands are kind of high, but they're actually about chest height. So it's sometimes a little bit deceiving depending on the placement of our device that we're using to record. I'll maybe bring my arms down a little bit. And as usual, how about 2 more? And last one. All right, shake that out. For our back exercise, what I'd like to do today is the M-fly. So starting out with your band out in front of you with that nice little M. Go figure, hey? And we are going to take a breath in and pull apart that full range, whatever you can, and then bring it back. But when you're bringing it back, once it's like it's going to lose that tension, don't go any farther. Don't actually let it lose the tension. Take it back out again. If you want to be working your muscles through a greater range of motion, make like a smaller M to start with. You're still standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. You can absolutely do this seated. And we're not holding our breath, right? And again, this looks like it's kind of high, but it is coming up about armpit height is where you want it. Nice, slow and controlled. Same speed, both directions. And how about last 2? And last one. All right, give the shoulders a shake. Next up, how about a lateral raise? Because that's another one of my favorites, and we know this is all about me, right? Standing on the band, and depending on the length of your band, you might want to just stand on it with one leg or do one arm at a time. My band is a lovely 6-foot length, so I am going to stand, and I'm far from 6 feet, so this works for me. I'm going to stand on it with both feet, the band coming up from the bottom of my hand, so the end of the band comes up at the top. If you need for better grip, to tie a knot in there or wrap it around your hand loosely, totally fine. Otherwise, grab on so you've got tension on the band and raising up to as high as you can comfortably. Take a breath in and exhale. Palms are forward. Nice, slow and controlled. If you've got a heavier resistance band and this is as high as you can go, totally fine. or give yourself more slack on it. For this one, if you're doing it with bands, I would be tempted to, rather than giving it more slack, I'd be tempted to go to a lighter resistance of band, just so that you're working your muscles through a greater range of motion rather than only like here to here kind of thing, if you've got lots of slack on it. Let's do a few more here. And last two. And we're only going about shoulder height. Again, it might look like I'm going a little higher, but I'm not. That was our last one. Oh, you know what? Let's stay in that position and go straight into our bicep curl. So again, make sure you've got good resistance on the band and slight bend to your knees, good base of support. Oh, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself a little bit here. Feel free to do the same. So to start out, this is how you want to start out, with your feet shoulder width apart, good base of support. But if you want to switch it up a little bit and feel like you can do so safely, feel free to do like a tandem stance. So I've got one leg slightly in front of the other. They're not in line like a tightrope. That would be next if I want to challenge myself more. Okay, so take a breath in and bicep curl as you exhale. Make sure there's resistance on the band. Shoulders are back and down. Core is still engaged. Not letting the band snap your arms back. So nice, smooth, controlled movements. I'm going to switch which leg I have in front. See how that is. Okay, I want to bump up my challenge a little bit more. I'm going to put my feet a little bit more in line. You remember, do what works for you. Okay, last two. I'm going to go heel to toe. And last one. There we go. Grab a drink of water. And let's go for a tricep exercise. So we're going to do a tricep extension. So grab it in your right hand, throw it across your left shoulder with your, and keep that one there. Do not move that arm at all. With your left hand, grab just slightly down, and you can adjust the tension, how hard it is, by how close or how far apart your hands are. So starting out a couple inches apart is probably a good starting. And let's just keep the elbow tucked in this time, and we're going to go straight down. So take a breath in and exhale as you're going down. Inhale as you release. Nice, slow and controlled again. Making sure you have a slight bend to your knees. This would be another one where if you want to bump up that challenge a little bit, do a bit of a straddled stance. And you can do the same thing seated too. And last two, I'm moving my legs a little bit closer together. I am heel toe. Do what works for you. Last one. All right, shaking that out. Starting off with that good basic support, feet about shoulder width apart. Take the band in your left hand, throw it over your right shoulder. Keep that there. Do not move that one this time. Grab on with your right hand a little bit down, a couple inches down, and keeping that elbow in again. Take a breath in and exhale as you extend the arms straight down. Okay, And I want to bump up the challenge for myself right away, so I am going to put my right leg in front this time because I had the left one in front the last time. And keep that arm going. Keep breathing. I'm going to bring my feet more in line, so I'm on a tight rope. I'm not wobbling too much with that, so I'm going to bring my feet closer together, heel toe. Nothing wrong with being a little bit wobbly. It just shows that you're challenging your balance. If you want to see improvement in anything, you have to challenge yourself, whether it's your balance, your strength, your endurance, or anything. Okay, how about 2 more? Last one. All right, shaking that out. Grab your chair, and we are going to do, I think I can get rid of my band for now. We're going to do a, move that back a bit, seated walk. So starting up, just habit, starting nice and tall at the front of your chair, you're going to shift the weight to one hip, lift up the other, move it back, and then shift your weight to that hip, lift up the other, move it back, and then keep walking. So you're actually lifting one butt cheek off and moving it either forward or backward, depending on whether you're trying to move to the front of your chair or the back of your chair. A very functional move, nice core move, works your obliques, but very functional because it can help you get out of one of those nice, deep, soft, comfortable, lazy boys. It can help you get to the edge of the bed if you're needing to get to the edge of the bed to get out. It can help you scoot across the floor if you've had a fall and can't get up. This can help you scoot across the floor to either get to a phone or some other item to call for help, or to get to your front door, to bang on the door to call for help, depending on where you're living. So, very functional. You could totally have a challenge with your grandchildren, if you've got grandchildren or any kids, or heck, with your neighbor. Do a challenge to see who can butt scoot across the floor the fastest. There you go. There's your challenge, your homework for today. Okay, that is our seated walk. Next up, let's see, how are we doing for time? I'm a little messed up as far as how long I've been going because I started later because of technical difficulties. Okay, I would like to do the bird dog with you. We'll see how this goes. So, with the bird dog, and I'm going to move my chair a little bit. Think of your hands and your line of focus as a triangle. So the two where your hands are on your chair, those are the 2 bottom corners of the triangle. And where you're focusing, that's going to be the top point of the triangle. So that's what I'm looking at, and that's where my hands are positioned on the chair. I'm going to cheat and look to the side so I can see that I'm still within the focus, within view of the camera. So start just by, make sure you want to keep your head looking down. As for legs, your feet are below your hips, directly below. And you're just going to keep your focus at the top of that triangle as you're raising your arms. So make sure that you're doing this slow and controlled, not holding your breath. When you are comfortable with doing that, how about we switch it up and extend the leg out to the back to whatever height works for you. Remember, this is your workout. Slow and controlled. You're still looking down at the top point of that triangle. If this is hard on your wrists, feel free to make a fist and do it on your chair this way. Or if you are taller And this doesn't work so good for you to do it on the seat of the chair. Feel free to turn your chair around and do it on the back of the chair. All right, so arms went okay, legs went okay. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, get opposite arm, opposite leg coming out. You're still looking at that top point of your triangle. We'll do a couple more. And one more each side. All right, bend your knees, get yourself back up, pull yourself together. All right, and that chair can just go aside. I'm going to grab a drink of water again. Feel free to do the same. All right, next up, let's do a squat. So feet, let's do about shoulder width apart, and you are sitting back into that squat like you are going to sit down on the chair. Oh, here's an idea. Grab your chair. I want you to, if you are doing it seated, then just extend, and then bring that leg in for a ham curl, and just alternate between that. If you are, you know what, I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. If you're doing it from a standing position, what I want you to do today is sit back until you feel the chair and then stand back up. Keep your chest up, your head, neck, and spine are in good alignment. Bring those arms up to the front. So just go back down until you feel that chair and then stand back up. Press down through the heels as you're standing up. Nice, slow and controlled. If you want to incorporate your breathing into this, exhale as you are pushing up. We are pushing up against gravity, so pressing down through the full surface area of your foot. Okay, couple more. How you doing? Nice. All right, so now shake that out a little bit. Oh, what the heck, let's throw in some hip abduction. So taking that leg out to the side, you are still maintaining that upright posture. You are not compensating by leaning to the side. Just a small movement. Make sure that your feet are going, your leg and your foot are going straight out to the side, not slightly to the front. And make sure you're leading with your heel, maybe even a little bit pigeon-toed. Nice, slow and controlled. Keep going with that if you're doing the standing version. I am going to show you a option if you're doing it seated, and this is one that I really like. So wrapping the band around. So first of all, just start by taking your leg out and in. Notice that my knee stays right above my ankle. Okay, so get used to that movement. And then you can wrap the band around to whatever resistance works for you. Just make sure you're not gonna get wrapped up in it. Okay, and then take that leg out. So that is going to offer resistance. When you're doing it standing, you have gravity working against you. So that gives you some resistance and makes it a little bit harder for you, a little more challenging. When you're doing it seated, you don't have gravity working against you, but this is a really nice option to make it a little bit more challenging. Just make sure you're still taking that knee out and keeping it above your ankle. You're not cheating and taking that ankle out. beyond your knee. Feel free to tighten that band up around your legs as much as you want. Okay, let's do a few more of those. Standing or seated, whatever works for you. And last one, each side. You're still standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. That proud chest is up. There we go. Shaking that out. And you know what? Let's take it back to that squat. This time I want you to bring your legs a little bit wider apart. Maybe turn your toes out a little bit. And let's go into a deeper squat if you can, whatever works for you. Just a little bit deeper than what you were. So deeper is going to look a whole lot different for everybody. So do what works for you and what you can do safely. That chair is in front of you for whatever level of support you need. Making sure that you're keeping your head, neck, and spine in good alignment. You're not looking down at the floor. It's kind of like if you're driving, if you're looking to the side, you're more likely to steer that way. So if you're looking down at the floor, you're more likely to land up there. And let's do a couple more. Have you had your fill of squats for today? You're welcome. All right, bring the legs in. And we will just finish off with the heel toe. So up onto your toes, down onto your heels, and raise your toes up. Chair is there for whatever level of support you need. Being a little wobbly, again, is not a bad thing. Shows that you're challenging yourself. When you're coming up onto your toes, think about coming up onto your big toes rather than all your toes. Because then you tend to kind of want to turn your feet out a little bit. Wah! Back onto your heels. The more you slow this down, the more it's going to challenge your balance. And the other thing you want to keep in mind is don't stick your butt out when you're bringing the heels up. Okay, shake that out. And, I want to do some reaching with you today. So that chair is there, again, for whatever level of support you need. I want you to, let's do a sideways reach first. I'm going to move my chair over so you can see. Reach out as far as you can. You're reaching straight out to the side. You're not reaching down. Just reach straight out to the side. Hang on to the chair if you need. Reach, reach, reach. And then when you can't reach any farther, that opposite leg is going to pop up so you can reach just a little bit further. All right? And then go the other way. Reach, 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 reach. And then that side leg pops up. Side leg. Opposite leg. Okay, back up. Reach, reach, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Opposite leg. Reach a little farther. So the reason we practice things like this are because a lot of falls happen when people are reaching for things. So if we can practice reaching and make in a safe environment and make people safer and more stable when they're doing their reaching, then when it comes to your everyday life where you have to reach for something, you are less likely to fall. All right, so that's side to side reaching. Let's do forward reaching. Again, that chair is there for you. Reach up to the front. I'm going to turn. You are reaching up to the front, and then that opposite leg, chair is there for whatever level of support, opposite leg will come up so you can reach just a little bit farther, and then bring that back down. Other arm, reach, reach, reach. Opposite leg will help you reach just a little bit farther. And first one again, reach. And opposite, other arm, and opposite leg. There we go. All right, I think we're at that time where I better start with our stretching. So I'm going to grab one more drink of water. Feel free to do the same. And we'll start with our stretching. So sitting up nice and tall to the front of your chair, extend the one heel down, toe pointing up. You are going to just pivot forward at the hips. Your core is engaged. If you are leaning on a leg for support, it is that bent leg. Head, neck, spine in good alignment. Whatever position you are, whether you are standing up nice and tall or whether you're pivoting forward, head, neck, spine should always be in good alignment. So right now you should be feeling a nice stretch in your hamstring, the back of your thigh. Pull the toes up more towards your shin, and that stretch should go more towards your calf. We don't want to be reaching forward towards your toe, because then that kind of tends to make you curve that spine, and we want to avoid that. Shaking that out, other heel down, toe pointing up, lean forward, pivoting at the hips. Head, neck, spine in good alignment. Soft knee, you're not locking your knee, you never want to lock any joints. And pull that toe up a little bit more, feel the stretch in your calf. All right, sitting up nice and tall. I am going to turn my chair a little bit. Let's take that to a glute hip stretch. So we're extending that one leg back, sitting up nice and tall, one butt cheek on the chair, one off. That front leg goes back. And this is where you want to feel that stretch in your hip flexor and in your quads. If you want to extend up the one arm on the same side of the leg that's going back, feel free to do that. If you want to hang on to the chair for a little bit more support, feel free to do that. If you would like to feel that stretch a little bit more intense, lean back just slightly. If you are leaning forward, you're not going to feel the stretch as much. If you lean back a little bit, you're going to feel a whole lot more. Switch sides. Sitting up nice and tall. And of course, during these stretches, don't hold your breath either. Okay. That leg is back as far as you can comfortably, so you can feel that stretch. You might need to adjust a little bit. Feel free to add in that arm if you like. And rather than holding your breath, some nice deep breaths here and there would feel really good. And bringing that back to the front. Bring one leg across for that glute hip stretch. If you can bring your legs straight up like this, great. If you can't, sometimes using the other leg as a ramp, that helps. If you can't, that's totally fine too. Just have your leg at whatever height works for you. Remember, this is your workout. Everybody is different. Everybody has issues of some sort from time to time. If you want to add in a little bit extra, you can pivot forward at the hips. Press gently on the inside of your knee. Again, keeping that head, neck, and spine in good alignment. When you are leaning or pivoting forward to about that 45-degree angle, usually looking at the full floor about 3 or 4 feet ahead of you is a good place to focus, because then that keeps you in that alignment. Okay, shake that out. Let's bring the other leg across. Some nice deep breaths. Gentle press on your inside of your knee if you like. Feel free to pivot forward a little bit if you like. All right, so let's stand up. If you're doing it standing, feel free to do it seated. Always, always. Gotta throw that in there. Oblique stretch. So reaching up, giving a gentle pull, opposite direction. So feel that nice stretch in your obliques, but we're not curving our spine to get that. Core is still engaged. You're not holding your breath. Feeling a nice stretch, gentle pull. If you're actually feeling pain, then that means you've gone too far and you need to let up a little bit. That same arm that's up, reach it down between your shoulder blades, gentle press on your elbow or in your tricep area. This is where you want to feel that stretch. If you have shoulder issues and that's not feeling so good, feel free to take it around across to the other side of your neck and give a gentle press this way. Shake that out, take the other arm up, gentle pull diagonal. Feel that nice stretch in your obliques. Take that same arm down between your shoulder blades, reach it out. Gentle press on your elbow or in your triceps area, or taking that arm across to the other side, whatever works for you. Taking the arms down, pressing those shoulders back. Your arms are at about a 45-degree angle, thumbs are up. Let's squeeze those shoulder blades together for a minute here, or a second actually, a couple seconds. Thumbs are up, let's rotate the hands around again so the thumbs are kind of up again. Press those shoulders back. You should be feeling the stretch in your biceps. Rotating the thumbs up again, bend the hands back at the wrist, rotate around again, press those shoulders back. You should be feeling it more so in your forearm. All right, shaking that out. Let's go for a shoulder stretch. So one arm out to the side. Oh, before we do that, let's spread our stance. Arm is out to the side, bring it across. From underneath, reach up, grab, pull it in, and let's take the legs over to the side. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in your shoulder area and your adductor muscle, the inside of your thigh. And let's do some hand circles there. And reverse direction with your hand circles. Shaking that out, bring the other arm across. From underneath, grab on, pull it in closer, take the legs to the other side. Throw in those hand circles. Reverse the hand circles. All right, shaking that out. Nice big shoulder rolls backwards. All right, keep those shoulders level. Take one ear down to your shoulder. Opposite arm is reaching towards the floor. You're still breathing, taking some nice deep breaths here and there. Your flexibility portion of your class should be nice and relaxing. And head back up to the center. Take your other ear to the shoulder. Opposite arm reaching towards the floor. And head back up to the center. Finishing off with deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Keep your chest up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. One last time, deep breath in. Stretch it up and exhale, and give yourselves a hand. Thank you very much for joining me today. My gosh, a lot of technical difficulties today, but we made it through. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, feel free to either leave them at the bottom here or email or call. We love to hear back from you, and that's how we can tailor these classes more to what you like. So Have a great rest of your day and take care, and we will catch you again another time. Goodbye.